Hello and muy bienvenidos to a freshly exported MP4 file. So yeah, let's start with a super sad note right there. I didn't have Pokemon trading cards, and I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter. And having my own Game Boy? Oh well, nope. Because, you know, they were either a waste of money or a waste of time. And don't ask me about that Harry Potter thing, man. As a kid, that parenting kinda turned me into a piece of shit. I stole Pokemon cards when other kids showed me their decks, and I showed my peepee to a lot of peeps in school. The last one was kinda relevant to the story. But man, every fucking kid had a stupid shitty Game Boy Color, and I really wanted one as well. At some point, I managed to buy a Game Boy Classic at a yard sale. For $5. It's illegal to make such powerful deals, man. Maybe that's why a certain family member had the outstanding idea to destroy the Game Boy right in front of me. It always hurts my heart to see electronics being treated like shit. But the very best part was that I managed to buy another Game Boy Classic, and it fucking got smashed again!
You owe me 2 Game Boy Classics, my dude.
But now I'm something like an adult. I have a job, I pay my taxes, and I have an apartment. You know, all those great things I wanted as a kid. But I still don't have a Game Boy Color for f***'s sakes. And that one isn't mine. A colleague from work asked me if I could fix it. Yeah, sure, it's free content for this channel, so yeah, why not? By the way, subscribe right now if you haven't already. Thank you. And that, my dude, was a 10 out of 10 intro for a pretty basic repair video. This particular yellow Game Boy Color has a very common issue. The batteries inside the Game Boy became some leaky little shits. And now the contacts are corroded, which makes them non-conductive. And what happens when there's no power inside a Game Boy, you ask? Well, good question. I've studied advanced electronics and silicon microchips at the University of Southeast Kaltenkirchen in Germany, and I can tell you that this G-Boy won't turn on. So let's clean those contacts, my dude, and check out the insides of that thing. We use the best or nothing screwdriver to unscrew 2 screws inside the battery case, and 4 more screws on the back. After that, we gently lift up the back housing to reveal the mainboard of that yellow G. You can tell me in the comments if you think that housing is water resistant. And you can see how the battery acid affected much more than just the battery contacts. That Nintendo logic board was buffing in that syrup. I kinda lost my hopes right there. There are 2 more screws on the board itself, which we need to get rid of. We also unplugged the display connector by lifting 2 little plastic holding things and the flat cable itself. There were actually 3 screws on the board. Oopsie poopsie. A thin metal tool helps to unpop the logic board out of its housing. And more battery acid! And more battery acid on the back of the display, as well as on the button rubber cushion things. The downside of the logic board has a bunch of corroded spots, which isn't a good sign if you ask me. There's also some dirt, especially on that little loudspeaker. And even if we won't be able to fix that Game Boy, let's make that loudspeaker sound good again, at least in theory. To remove that corrosion, we use some pure cleaning alcohol. A little bottle cap is a good dosing solution. After all, we don't want to sniff in too much of that stuff. I'm using a simple Q-tip to clean up the loudspeaker. That's a decade of dust and dirt right there. Yummy, yummy. To make that logic board shiny again, a toothbrush is a good solution. Just don't accidentally brush your teeth with it later. Be careful not to use too much force while cleaning. That logic board is a piece of unprotected tech. Now the battery contacts. And since they were ground zero when the catastrophe happened, they have a thick layer of that battery cream. A toothbrush wasn't enough in my case, so I used a flat end screwdriver to scratch off the bolt parts. The mainboard holds 2 battery contacts. The other 2 are in the back housing. And to get them out, we need to press in that tiny little hole. Problem though, I couldn't figure out why it just didn't work. And it took me half an hour to get that metal thing out of the housing. Scrub, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta after cleaning every bit of corroded Game Boy. And let's also not forget about those rubber pieces. It's time to reassemble everything again. And to see if it actually works. We put back the logic board into the housing and screw back some screws to the board. We also put back the display cable into the board. I bent a little metal piece on that battery connector. I guess that's why it was so hard to get it out in the first place. For proper installation, I had to bend it back with some force and put it back into the battery compartment. I'm trying to compensate the fact that this thing is probably still broken by cleaning everything I can. And while putting back the back plate, I noticed that it kinda didn't fit anymore. It kinda felt like that there was still something in the wrong place, making a decent gap while closing. And again, it took me a lot of time, way too much, my dude, to notice that I put back the screws in the wrong holes. After I fixed that, the housing snapped back perfectly fine. Just wasted some gigabytes on my SD card. Now comes the final step before we can see if we have a great success. It's funny how a sped up video of working on a Game Boy sounded like a rat eating the paper walls of your house. The moment of truth erreicht. Did we win, or did we just clean the Game Boy like a champ?
That's what I thought.
Oh well. I definitely have to cut my fingernails. Well, I guess Destiny doesn't want me to play with a Game Boy Color. But whatever. I've got that green Game Boy Classic and I've got Tetris on it. So I'm just gonna play a little bit and think about how to tell my colleague why I'm such a disappointment. And there you have it. A good tutorial about how to clean your shit with a toothbrush.
I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a blast. If you like this video, give this thing a like. It would mean a lot to me, and maybe we can hit like 6 likes today. And don't forget to leave a sub if you want to see more videos like that. I like to combine funny little sketches with technology stuff, and hopefully see you in the next one. If not, you might gonna miss out.
Hey, how about we spend some more time together, my dude? So check out this video right here. You can also press on that video as well. And don't forget to hit my stupid face.